Change is in the air, and change is coming in 2010. But this change is different than the change promised by our current president 2 years ago. This change is different because this is coming from the grassroots up, from the people themselves. And the people have in mind to make changes up and down the line. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time that Chet Culver was fired for the poor job he's done as the governor of the House. I'm here this morning to apply for the job. I'm a state representative from Carroll, over in west central Iowa. I've served 5 terms in the Iowa House, completed my 10th year of session, and have had the great honor of serving my fellow Republican colleagues as one of their leaders. In fact, 8 of the 10 years that I have served in the Iowa House, I've been able to serve the caucus as one of their leaders, and now serve as the senior member of the House Republican leadership team. I am a conservative. I believe in limited government, personal responsibility. The Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Iowa represent the supreme laws of the country and of the state. And the founders meant what they said and what they wrote. I believe that free market capitalism works, and it is uniquely American. And it is the powerful engine that drives our economy and creates jobs. It is not the role of government to create jobs in the private sector. Business creates jobs for people. I believe that life in the womb is that of an unborn child, and that unborn child deserves protection because of the worth, value, and dignity of the life that is in the womb. I believe that marriage is a sacred covenant between one man and one woman. Always has been, is, always will be. Not only because the statute says so, not only because natural law tells us male, female, but more importantly because God's law says one man, one woman. And ladies and gentlemen, it's very clear to me that the people of Iowa would like to weigh in on this matter. And I believe that the people themselves should settle this question, because when the branches of government have disagreement over something as important as marriage, you go directly to a vote of the people. In my first year as governor, you will see that opportunity come before the people of Iowa. It's about respect for the people. We need to get our fiscal house in order. We do that by strictly adhering to the 99% spending limitation law. State government is no good to anyone unless we get our house in order. And ladies and gentlemen, money doesn't grow on trees. Tax dollars represent the hard work of Iowans. And as governor, I will strictly adhere to that 99% spending limitation law. And if the legislature sends a budget to me that exceeds that spending limitation law, I will use the veto authority granted to me in the Constitution, and I will veto that spending. We need to defend our right to work statute, and we need to proudly market Iowa as a right to work state. I believe that states that are right to work states will see their economies grow in the future. Not only that, but we ought to work hard to see that we have tort reform to help business. Reasonable tort reform. It's time for that here in Iowa. And I believe that we ought to cut taxes to stimulate business. We ought to eliminate the corporate income tax and move away from picking winners and losers in business. Simply say, we want to level the playing field and allow business to keep its own capital, to invest in its own future, to expand facilities, buy new equipment, harness new technology, and that will create new jobs by the thousands here in Iowa. I need to wrap up my thoughts. This election is as much about respect for the people as it is anything. The people have been awakened. The people are going to rise up, and they're going to set things right. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be an absolute honor to be your governor. I would respectfully ask for your support in the Republican primary, respectfully ask for your vote in the June 8th election. Together, working hard from this day on, shoulder to shoulder, side by side, We can build a better Iowa, not only for this generation, but more importantly, for our children and our grandchildren, and leave them something we can all be proud of. Thank you for the good work that you're doing. Let's go on and win in November.
Three counties still need to get their ballots in. Do you want them over here? Over here.